Welcome to another edition of Inside Rebel Football. I'm your host, Jim Norris, and I'm joined by the head coach, the guy, the man at West Monroe High School, Jerry Arledge. It's week 12, believe it or not. We're in the second round of the playoffs, round one. Week 11, the Rebels 53-0. You got it right, folks, 53-0. It was 50-0 at halftime. The Rebels got over that first step in the playoffs, Coach, and it seemed easy.
Well, it was easy, but you never know when you go into a ball game what's going to happen, and you really have no control over what the other team does. You know, we talk about this all the time with our team. You can't control that. The only thing you can control is yourself, and consequently our football team, and that's what we try to focus on. Is same old fundamentals and techniques week after week, hoping to get a little bit better every time we go out to practice, and that's what we aim for, and play our game the best we can with the greatest effort, and let the other team take care of itself.
Well, and one of Stanley Dupee's keys to the game was getting off to a fast start because he felt like that maybe since we had an easy time with Pineville earlier in the season that maybe the Rebels would take them for granted, and he felt like it was important to get off to a good start.
Well, I think we try to convince our kids that you can't take anybody for granted, and they came out and made it pretty easy for the first play. When you score on the first play, it makes a tremendous difference.
How many times have you guys done that this year? The first offensive play.
Several. The offensive coaches are doing a great job, and our kids on the offensive side.
Are you getting over in the offensive huddle some, or what's going on?
No. If make a decision sometimes, hey, do we want to punt? Do we want to go for it on fourth down? Do we want to kick a field goal? Something like that. But that's about it.
So it's Glenn hunting the game.
Because anybody, it's easy for any of us, even me, to second guess. And I don't study the tendencies of the other team's defense as much as they do, and I just have a lot of confidence in our offensive coaches. They're going to do a great job. They have done a great job.
Well, and people have talked about our defense, and rightfully so this year. You and I have talked a lot about it, but I think the offense has been a real bright spot this year.
Tremendous improvement, and we felt like that's exactly what would happen. You got the guys in the right spots, and coaches are doing a great job of coaching them, and we've made a couple of good hires. It really makes a difference. John Barron, what an outstanding young coach he is. We got Case Thurman that comes up and we call him a volunteer coach, and he helps Matt with the receivers. He does such a good job, and Matt coaches receivers. Matt Walker, he's been with them a long time, and those guys have gotten better and better and better.
It's a good group.
Joe Breen is an outstanding coach. Joe coaches our running backs. He can coach anywhere. Receivers, he helps with the slot receivers. Who am I leaving out? Of course, Joey. Joey Adams does a great job.
He'll be on the show, I think, tonight.
He's scheduled to be on the show. And then, of course, Glenn kind of heads it all up and does most of the play calling. But there's a lot of coordination, I'm sure, during the week between those guys coming up with a play selection, a play sheet, what they're going to call in different situations. And, they talk about it just like we do on defense. Sometimes you got a little bit more time to think about it on offense. Sometimes on defense, it occurs real quick.
Yeah, and Coach Lips, I know he came up after
That's right.
being with the freshman.
Brian Crislip, and came up and wanted to help after the freshman team finished. Jeremy Manny the same way. Jeremy Manny was the head freshman coach. He comes up and helps with the scout team in whatever capacity that he can help.
Speaking of keys to the game, my key to the game the other night was to not get anybody hurt because I felt like we were going to win the football game.
That's right. You always hope that, and then that's exactly what happened. We lost Cam Cam Wright during the course of the game, but I really expect him to be back next week. He's got a foot injury. But treatment is
talking about round 3 of the playoffs.
Round 3 of the playoffs.
Okay, so he won't play in round 2.
He will not play. Possibly could. He's made such great improvement every day, but we're always going to make sure that thing is is back and lessen the chance of re-injuring it. And we'll just see what happens after this week.
Well, after I said that, we looked at Ethan Swanner. He came hobbling off early in the game. Then Caden Pierce, and then we saw Cam Wright. I'm going like, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
What's the status of those other two young men?
Well, I think Caden's I want to think it was a cramp. Ethan Swanner has a thigh bruise, and he's been treating that all week. Hopefully, we've got, about 48 hours before we play.
I think you do.
And I know it'll improve a lot.
Yeah, and I think he's going to be one of our guests on the show tonight.
He's scheduled to be here. Yes,
all right, well, I hope he makes it. Well, Coach, your thoughts on the victory against Pineville, a team that you had to face twice this year?
Well, I would have rather played someone that we had not played before. But it made preparation a little bit easier. You only had a couple of films to break down because we played them. We played them in week 8, so we had two. They played 2 other games. But I'm just happy to be in the playoffs. And whoever happens to be 32, it could have been 2 or 3 different schools, and I don't think they look forward to it very much. That's kind of evident when they got off the bus and the lack of effort that they put forth.
Yeah.
But when you get out there and you're down 7-0 in the first 15 or 20 seconds of a ball game, that makes a big difference also. Here we go again.
Well, it certainly does, Coach. It snowed today.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm still.
You love it, huh?
I'm still a kid at heart, I guess. I waked up about 6 o'clock, and the things in my bedroom window looked kind of bright, so I flipped the blinds and looked out, and there's snow everywhere. And of course, I live down in the woods.
Yeah.
And all kinds of varmints. I didn't see any varmints, but all the shrubs and the trees, and it's beautiful.
It was a beautiful day.
It really was.
Well, how the young men adapting to the cool weather?
Well, it rained all day Monday. We did not go outside, but Monday is a very light walk-through on the field scout report. So we really didn't miss much. Tuesday was very cold, wind really blowing, and the kids had a ball. I mean, they were hollering and hooping and very, very active, and a great practice. Now today was just maybe a degree or 2 warmer, and the sun finally came out, but they didn't have as much fun today.
Didn't have as much fun today.
But didn't have as much fun.
Well, Coach, you've taken that first step in the playoffs. The steps from this point forward get a little tougher. We're going to need to talk about that a little later on in the show.
Exactly. They're all big steps, especially after that one other night.
All right. Well, Coach, you going to stay with us for that last segment?
Yes, sir. I'll be here with you, Jim.
All right. Well, hang around. That's the head coach, Jerry Arledge. Stay with us. We'll be back with more Inside Rebel Football in just a moment.
Sanson Family Medicine, 32 of the best, most dedicated medical professionals in the area, assembled in a state-of-the-art medical clinic with in-house x-ray, lab, EKG, and more. We treat your whole family, from geriatrics to pediatrics, in their own building, and women's health from a woman's perspective. We treat everything, from sniffles to broken bones, from acute care to physicals and immunizations. Your complete clinic for the whole family, 7 days a week. Sanson Family Medicine, 2309 Arkansas Road, West Monroe.
The Graduate Shop has been serving Northeast Louisiana schools for over 50 years. We provide the highest quality class rings, letter jackets, graduation announcements and accessories, as well as caps and gowns. The Graduate Shop enjoys celebrating special recognitions with our schools, especially when they win a state championship ring. We strive to provide the best service to our schools and families as they capture these special memories. The Graduate Shop, serving our community with quality graduation products.
The Home Improvement Outlet keeps you building for less.
Right now at the Home Improvement Outlet, get all new GE appliances packed with refrigerator, freezers, oven, microwave in stainless or in black or white. The Home Improvement Outlet is your GE showcase dealer. Get 12 months interest-free financing, or the no credit check option is available. We also carry major name brands like Frigidaire and Samsung. The Home Improvement Outlet can improve your home for less.
The Home Improvement Outlet keeps you building for less.
Welcome back to Inside Rebel Football. It's time to talk a little offense, and we have quarterbacks coach Joey Adams. Coach, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Judge.
You're
Appreciate
a regular guy.
Well, I pinch hit for Coach Walker last time, and I think this is my regular rotation. So I'm just glad to be here again.
All right, we're on
with you guys.
schedule then.
I think we're back on schedule.
Well, speaking of being on schedule, the Rebels on schedule won the first round of the playoffs, 53-0. You put up 50 points at halftime. That's enough points to win you most football games.
Well, whatever it takes. We're just glad to do our share. And defense pitching a shutout, that always helps too. And we enjoy the dynamic back and forth between the two sides of the ball. And each of us get in and out of the chairs watching film, and they get a turnover and we got to hustle back out, or we get a quick score and they have to hustle back out. So it's nice the little give and take that the coaches give each other and the players give each other. But this has been such a fun group of kids to work with that we're just enjoying the heck out of the season.
You know, we've talked a lot about the defense and how well they've played. What's it like going up against that defense each and every week? How does that prepare your offense coming into the football games?
It's not any fun at all. Absolutely not any fun. I think
These guys are shaking their heads.
We get excited. We complete a pass. We get excited. We get 3 or 4 or 5 yards. But in all seriousness, there's no better defense in the state of Louisiana to go up against on a daily basis in practice than in our defense. And they're so physical and they're so talented and they're so well coached that it can only help make us better and help prepare us for Friday nights.
Well, forget about the defense. This is an offensive segment. So tell me, how good is this offense, though?
Well, I can't answer that question. So far, we've been just good enough. And the thing about it is I think that we're still getting better. I don't know that we have anybody in our meeting rooms that feels like they've played their best football yet. And so if that means our best football is still in front of us, then we're excited about the opportunity to still try to survive and advance in these playoffs, and maybe our best football shows up down the road.
Well, I certainly hope so. Introduce the young men you brought with you tonight. You spent a lot of time with these guys.
I do, and I'm very, very proud of both of these young men. They're a joy to coach, and I've told a lot of people this a lot, and that is I'm very thankful to have the opportunity to be around these guys on a daily basis. Our sophomore, our JV quarterback, Lane Little, also plays baseball. And then to his left, our varsity quarterback, Garrett Common, also plays track, throws a javelin, and then plays basketball as well. So we have multi-sport players up here. They're more than just quarterbacks and football players.
Well, guys, welcome to the show. Garrett, what, third time this year?
Yes, sir. Third time.
All right. So, I'm gonna lob these questions this time. I'm not gonna make the sophomore go first. Okay?
Yeah, I got you.
Rapid fire. Here we go. Most touchdowns you've thrown in a game?
3.
Fast food or mom's cooking? And mom is here.
Mom's cooking.
Last movie you watched in the theaters?
The Conjuring.
Favorite ice cream flavor?
Chocolate chip cookie dough.
Let's see if I get this right. Who is the best jungle pong player on the offense?
Oh, me. No doubt.
3 words to describe yourself.
Hardworking, loving, and friendly.
All right. Lane, you ready?
Let's try this.
All right, here we go. Sophomore quarterback, Lane Little, number 10. Drew Brees or Tom Brady?
Tom Brady.
All right, make sure you're looking in that camera now.
Tom Brady.
The last song you sang out loud?
Ooh. I have no idea.
Have no idea. Funniest thing that has happened to you recently?
Probably just some things I've said in meetings because they find a good time.
Well, then we'll ask the coach about that in a minute. World Series or the Super Bowl?
I'm going to say the Super Bowl. Football's funner to watch.
Favorite video game to play?
Fortnite.
3 words to describe yourself?
Fun, caring, and hardworking.
Hey, well, these sound like the guys that you could have a little fun with, Coach.
Very well done. They are. We have a great time. You have to have thick skin to sit in our meeting room.
I bet you do.
We spend a lot of time, about as much time gigging each other as we do watching film.
Garrett, tell me now, when you watch film and you make a mistake,
Yes, sir.
How often does Coach Adams keep going over and over and over, making the same mistake?
Oh yeah, he lets it know. He won't even say anything too. He'll just keep watching it, and everybody's just sticking their head down like, yeah, I know, I did that, and so.
I think coaches just have there's something about it. They love doing that.
Oh yeah, they're picking on us, giving us a hard time, but
Well, tell me, the defense you go up against each and every day in practice. I mean, what's that like, and how does that prepare the offense each and every week?
Oh, well, yeah, it tests us every day, you know, and we'd rather have them on our team on Friday night. But going up against them, it's, you know, kind of test our boundaries and everything.
Yeah, and certainly, you know, I like the way this offense is played this year. And how about Charlie Norman filling in for Cam Wright last week?
Yeah, he's, you know, Charlie Norman, I trust him with everything. You know, he's the next guy up. He's going to do well.
Well, he certainly had a big game last week. Lane, left-handed. Don't have many left-handed quarterbacks. What's up with that?
I don't know. It's just the way I was made.
That's the way you were made. I know it comes in handy. Are you a pitcher on the baseball team?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, well that's something you
pitcher.
got to have, that left-handed pitcher. Well, what's it been like for you this year? You've seen a lot of time in varsity action on Friday nights. What's that been like for you?
Well, I mean, when you got an offense that can put up a bunch of points early, like we do here, it gives me a chance to, you know, get in the game, and then when you got a defense that, you know, basically is shutting everybody out, I mean, it puts me in a good opportunity.
Yeah, a great opportunity because you don't feel near the pressure, you know,
Yes,
that
sir.
you'd normally feel, because you know your defense has got your back and you got the offense that's been playing so well. You know, they've talked about this group of receivers. Tell me a little bit about those guys, Lane. How good is this group that you guys throw to every day in practice?
Oh, they're so good. They work so hard, and I know it's a hard position. I mean, they just got to work hard.
And tell me how the JV fared this year. How many games did you guys play, and what was the record?
I think we played 8. We ended up losing. One, but I mean, it was a good season. I battled through an injury the whole season, but I mean, it was.
Yeah.
It's looking like I'm finally over it now. So
Now that the JV season is over.
He's being modest. I mean, he was operating with one leg, one hip there for a while. He did a great job and battled every Monday night for us, and shoot, we love him for it.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you're doing better. Garrett, what's going to be the key against a pretty good Captain Shreve team Friday night?
They are good. They are good. You know, kind of making sure all the things that we do, all the little things are fine-tuned and sharpened, and, you know, just trying to do as best as we can. That's all we can control.
And how about, did we get snow this morning?
Yeah.
What about that?
Got
Was that
snow.
crazy or what?
Had practice this afternoon too. So it was
What was that like?
usual day, usual practice. Nothing was supposed to change.
Lane, did the coaches even know that it was cold and snowing
I
outside?
don't think they did.
Coach Adams, just a normal day at the office, huh?
Just a Wednesday. I mean, it's just a Wednesday, so we got practice.
These coaches, man, you gotta love them.
Yeah, you gotta love them.
Hey guys, we love you guys and love the job you've been doing. Best of luck Friday night against Captain Shreve.
Yes, sir.
Coach,
you.
hang around. We got to look at some highlights a little bit later on.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to take another break. We'll be back with more Inside Rebel Football in just a moment.
There's a reason people come here. It begins with a handshake and becomes so much more. We're more than a dealership. We focus on giving you a great experience, not just behind the wheel, but in all that we do, from service to sales to relationships. At Jim Taylor, we don't just say we care, we show it to you, your family, and our community. So come experience what we're all about. Find new roads at Jim Taylor Chevrolet.
Kilpatrick's provides guidance to create meaningful ceremonies to honor the life of your loved one. You'll receive exactly what you selected. Others may offer you one thing and provide another. Your family's interest is our first priority. We offer individualized services to fit any need. Kilpatrick's provides service, facilities, and prices second to none. Kilpatrick Serenity Gardens offers many beautiful settings.
Choose wisely.
Choose Kilpatrick's.
The Graduate Shop has been serving Northeast Louisiana schools for over 50 years. We provide the highest quality class rings, letter jackets, graduation announcements and accessories, as well as caps and gowns. The Graduate Shop enjoys celebrating special recognitions with our schools, especially when they win a state championship ring. We strive to provide the best service to our schools and families as they capture these special memories. The Graduate Shop, serving our community with quality graduation products.
I'm sick and I need to see a doctor right away.
You don't want to sit and wait and wait and wait
And wait.
to be worked in.
Hello?
At Sanson Family Medicine, you're welcome to make an appointment, but you don't need one. Walk-ins are welcome. From pediatrics to geriatrics, open 7 days a week.
I'm actually seeing a medical professional.
Sanson Family Medicine, 2309 Arkansas Road, West Monroe.
Welcome back to Inside Rebel Football. We're switching sides of the field, going to the other side of the ball, and we have Coach Mickey Eastland. I can't quite see him right now, but there he is down on the other end. Coach, always a pleasure to have you on the show. How did we get you this week? That's what I want to know.
Thank you, Jim. They promised me a meal, Jim.
Did they fulfill their promise?
They did. They did. It was really good.
All right, well, good deal. Tell me, Coach, you always have to remind me, what year is this for you here at West Monroe High School?
This is 32. Going on my 34th year in the system. I spent 2 years at Calhoun, 32 years here.
So you're the guy.
I'm the guy.
I mean, you're the guy. You're the.
I don't know. I've been there a long time.
And so everybody looks up to you, right?
Well, I don't know about that, but I've been there an awful long time.
And tell me, what position do you coach?
I coach the D tackles. I got two guys right here, 94 Ethan Swanner and 99 Dalvin Hutchinson, who's two seniors, has really played well this year.
And Coach E, I know you've been working with these guys for their entire West Monroe career. Tell me a little bit about Ethan Swanner. What comes to mind when you think about Ethan?
Ethan is a guy that's been through a lot in high school football. You know, he had an injury his sophomore year and came back from that, worked awful hard, lost a little bit of weight, great quickness, coachable, and plays hard, plays with a passion. And this is Dalvin's second year, and Dalvin is really playing well. He's lost a little bit of weight also. I think last year he played around 320, playing around 309, 310 right now. He's gotten in shape this year, really gotten in shape. He had a little tendonitis last year. It kept him from running a lot, but really has worked hard. Both of them got great hands, coachable, and have really done a good job.
All right, well, here's the big question for you. You've been here longer than anybody. You've seen some of the best at West Monroe High School. Where does this defensive line, where are these guys rank?
Well, they're way up there. You know, we've had some good players. I don't like to compare the players from different teams, but I don't know if I've had two that as good as these two guys on the same team. But I've had some individuals that that's really played well.
Well, guys, welcome back to the show. Both of you have been here before. Dalvin, you are happy to be here, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ethan, you too. Okay, I just want to make sure you guys smile a little bit, because if I offended you, I was going to apologize real quick. You guys are pretty good size. All right, rapid fire. Who's going first? I got two seniors. Who's up first? Okay, Dalvin says Ethan. All right, are you the smartest guy on the team? They picked you to take all the exams.
I don't know.
1 week.
I don't know. I didn't know I was the smartest guy on the team.
All right, here we go. Look at that camera with the red light. Sweatshirt or hoodie?
Hoodie.
What superpower would you like to have?
Mind reading.
Favorite subject?
Math.
First thing you would do if you won the lottery?
Invest it.
Your best dance move?
I don't have any good dance moves.
3 words to describe yourself.
Hungry. Smart.
That's 2.
Not very fast thinking on my feet.
All right, Dalvin. Big number 99. You ready?
Yeah.
Nickname?
Big Hutch.
Big Hutch. Shoe size?
13.
Favorite home-cooked meal?
Rotel.
If you were famous, what would you be famous for?
Comedian.
Most memorable birthday?
When I was 12 and my grandma, she cooked for me. That's all I get for my birthday is food.
3 words to describe yourself.
Strong, funny, Goofy.
All right, guys. Well, just a little rapid fire to kind of break the ice. Really didn't need to with you guys. Dalvin, your second year at West Monroe High School. What's the big difference between Dalvin Hutchinson as a senior and Dalvin Hutchinson, the junior?
When I had first year, I was just getting to the system, and like Coach E was saying, I was running around 320. And, you know, I had to work to get back down to a weight that I can be able to play it. And, you know, this year I'm more experienced, and I'm more familiar with the system. So, you know, I can be able to do stuff, you know, that I normally couldn't do last year. And, you know, it's more easy because, you know, I've been doing it for a long time. So
I got you. Well, I got to ask you this. Now, if I were you, I would get a little offended every once in a while because you always get double and sometimes triple team. You never get the one-on-one, do you?
No, not this year.
What's that like, always facing 2 and 3 guys on the offensive line?
I'm used to it now. When I get to college, you know, most likely I'm going to be playing those too. So now I'm used to it. You know, it frees up the linebacker, so I'm satisfied with it unless, you know, we making a play to stop.
Who's the best offensive line you guys have faced this year?
Probably John Eric, to me.
Those guys were pretty good, and they've been on a roll. They haven't lost since you guys beat them in week 1. Ethan, let me ask you this. Do you think you'll have a more memorable play than the one at McGill-Toolen?
I don't know about that. I mean, I hope I do, but I don't know if I will.
Because if you do, it's going to be a good one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, I hope I have another good one. Yeah.
What do you think's been the key to such great defensive line play this year? You guys just simply dominate week in and week out.
Well, I think it's the extra work we put in. I mean, we put in a ton of work. You know, we stay after practice, we look at film, we break down offensive lines, and I think how fast we are. Like, none of us are slow, and we can move faster than all the offensive linemen, and we're strong because of Coach Sanders. You know, so yeah, that's it.
What's the test going to be? I hear that Captain Shreve's pretty big up front, pretty good.
Yes, sir. They're pretty big. The first thing you notice on film is how big they are. You know, they're probably the biggest offensive line we faced. The second thing you notice is how much they hold. So, you know, they're tackling people on film. So that'll be a good test for us.
What's going to be the key, you think, against Captain Shreve Friday night?
Getting some movements on, using our speed against their big, you know, lumbering around and stuff. So hopefully we can beat them with movements. You
know, there are times we watch you and we think this guy, 94, is just absolutely unblockable. What's with that?
I don't know, just going to the ball, just hustling.
Is it quickness? Is it strength? Is it recognition of the play? I mean, what is it?
I think it's a combination of all three. You know, I've always been pretty strong, but this year I got a lot faster. So I'm able to beat offensive linemen, and, you know, coaches have taught me to read plays well, so.
I got you. How good is the guy you play next to each Friday night?
He's amazing. He's amazing. It makes it easy for me.
And Dalvin, what's it like playing with Ethan?
You know, you never know telling what it is. One play, you know, I'm looking for the ball, and the next thing you know, you see Swanner 2-3 times in a row. It's amazing playing with him. Yeah, pretty good guy on the field and out the field.
I'll tell you what, it's amazing watching you guys. Coach Arge won't tell me how good he thinks you guys are. He's going to wait till the year's over, and I hope it's one that ends us up in the Dome. So, guys, thanks for being with us on the show, and best of luck throughout the rest of the playoffs.
Thank you.
And Coach E, thanks for being with us. You got to hang around now for the highlights. You're going to do that, right?
I'll do that.
All right. We're going to take another break. Be back with more Inside Rebel Football.
The Graduate Shop has been serving Northeast Louisiana schools for over 50 years. We provide the highest quality class rings, letter jackets, graduation announcements and accessories, as well as caps and gowns. The Graduate Shop enjoys celebrating special recognitions with our schools, especially when they win a state championship ring. We strive to provide the best service to our schools and families as they capture these special memories. The Graduate Shop, serving our community with quality graduation products.
When you're down for the count and there's no way out, call Sam. Call Sam. 'Cause there's things we can do to get you back on straight and true. Call Sam. Sam. Don't let it fall apart. Make that call. Get a friend.
Sanson Family Medicine, 32 of the best, most dedicated medical professionals in the area, assembled in a state-of-the-art medical clinic with in-house x-ray, lab, EKG, and more. We treat your whole family, from geriatrics to pediatrics, in their own building, and women's health from a woman's perspective. We treat everything, from sniffles to broken bones, from acute care to physicals and immunizations. Your complete clinic for the whole family, 7 days a week. Sanson Family Medicine, 2309 Arkansas Road, West Monroe.
Welcome back to Inside Rebel Football. It's time to look at some of the highlights of West Monroe's 53. I got that right, guys, didn't it? 53-0.
I think so.
A victory against Pineville in week 1 of the playoffs, the 5A playoffs, and we've got an audible here. Coach E, with his seniority, I mean, he said, look, defense is going first, Coach. You okay with that?
That's perfectly fine with me. I'll be here regardless. Just
right.
tell me when it's my turn.
All right, we'll do that. Coach E, the floor is all yours.
Okay.
Take it away. Highlights, defensive highlights, West Monroe versus Pineville.
All right, I think we're on the minus 35 here. And I think that was Chandler Moncrief and Dalvin Hutchinson. Yes.
Big time penetration.
Big time penetration, about 2 or 3 yard loss.
Hey, I like your gray jerseys, by the way.
Yeah? Yeah. You like the blue socks with it?
I do.
Okay.
Who we got here making a big
I
play?
believe that's 58 again. And great push by Dalvin and Ethan up inside. Chandler's come back and really played well.
Yeah, I thought for a while we might not see him much the rest of the year. But
yeah, he really played well.
Boom.
This was a great hit by Andrew Gleason and Dalvin Hutchinson on the quarterback. I'm not sure how he got up from that.
Yeah, I felt that up in the booth.
Yes, yes, that was a big lick.
That's something you don't want your quarterbacks to get hit with.
Things you don't want to happen to you during the day.
No.
Get hit by Andrew Gleason.
Here's a little pass here. They completed with Carson Jones and Colton Harvey on the stop.
Did Carson play a little corner and safety last week?
Yeah, I believe he did. Here's a little toss outside, and a guy that plays both ways for us, Preston Crane, defensive end, he makes that play. He plays tight end on offense some.
Was that big 74 that threw somebody aside?
Going the other way here. I think that's Luke Bell, 42.
Looked like old Malcolm Moore.
And Malcolm Moore,
piece too, didn't
92.
he?
Yep.
Yeah.
Both of them.
And the corner out there turned it in. So I mean that was an excellent
Plays about
defensive
as well
play.
as you could play it, yes sir. Did a little rollout.
Got good pressure. I guess.
Pressure on it, good pressure.
Yeah, from Gleason
By,
to the inside. Yeah.
Andrew Gleason, 47.
Yeah, that's a nice
Little pass breakup.
pass
Yeah.
defense. Yeah, who was
Carson
that?
Jones, I
That was
believe.
Carson again, huh?
Yeah.
Teams just can't run inside on
Yeah. Little counter play, and everybody gets in on it. I think the whole D-line got in on that play. Little quarterback counter, caught from the backside.
That's that guy that plays both ways again.
Preston Crane, 46. He was real active.
He's done a great job for us at tight end, too.
Man.
I mean, a fantastic
Man.
job.
Little RPO, good pass breakup out there, I believe by 4.
That's old Brooks Miller.
Brooks Miller.
He makes it look easy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's had a fantastic run.
Little boot.
Looked like
We
a
went
pick
with
there,
it.
huh?
Yeah, the pick.
Got good pressure from Malcolm Moore, and then was that Bradley?
Bradley Williams,
Bradley
number
Williams.
6. You can see both of them running the route with a guy. good coverage right there.
Yeah, we had
Bradley
inside
stepped
coverage
in-
and outside.
Yeah, and Bradley
Underneath,
steps
over the top.
inside.
Bradley was more open than the receiver was, so
Yeah.
really the quarterback threw it to the right guy.
Here we have number 40, Chandler Conrad, makes a good play, big hit. I think he had about 7 tackles the other night.
Yeah, I think we
Got to
selected
play a
him.
lot in the second half, sure did.
I think we selected him as our defensive player of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Came in and played well with the opportunity.
Yeah.
Good to see that senior get some.
I guarantee you,
minutes.
yeah, that was
And-
fun.
and
That
what-
was fun for him.
What also you may not notice is Chandler does a great job when either Caden Pierce can't or doesn't, does a great job snapping on our extra point field goals.
I thought that's who it was.
That's old Ty Allen, his sophomore defensive tackle right there, making the play.
He's 97.
97. I think this is Peyton Todd makes this play. Plays a little safety, also a great punter.
I just can't get used to the punter making those kind of
That's
hits.
exactly right. Pretty aggressive. I think that was Chandler Conrad again, number 40.
He plays with a little emotion.
He got a little emotion going tonight, that night, Friday night anyway.
Physical game played by emotional people.
Yeah. Try to throw a little tunnel screen, and 97 Ty Allen reads it really well and goes out and makes a play.
Yeah, this was their best chance to score. And
Best chance right here.
the Rebels kept them out.
But we did good.
Shutout in the playoffs. You can't ask,
Can't get no
much more
better
than that.
than 0 up there on that board.
Absolutely. And speaking of points, 50 in the first half. Really, Coach? 50
That's ridiculous.
in the first half?
I don't even know. I wasn't even there for most of that. I don't even know
come
how
on.
that happened.
Come on now. Take us through first half highlights, West Monroe versus Pine.
Glad to. Game got started fairly quickly for us on offense. This is going to be a touchdown right about now. Michael Hamburg goes 55 yards, a little reverse that we've been working with, and all he needs is a little bit of space. He's got a chance to be fast.
And he didn't have much space. It's just like you said, he didn't have much room here.
We were pulling a guard. Chaz and Ryland Green did a great job, and we tripped, but fortunately they tripped, and so the guy that we were trying to block was on the ground, so it kind of worked out. But that's something we've been working on is ways to get him the football in space, and he certainly knows where the end zone is. You might have heard of a guy by the name of Cam Wright.
I have.
This is him on a little sweep here. Picks up 14 yards. Great job, Victor Cutler and Chaz Treeshell getting out in front of him. And he tries to keep his feet right there. He probably could have housed that, just kind of got him clipped on the foot. Charlie Norman, number 14, senior do-it-all for us, and takes a shuttle pass from Garrett. And a great job working upfield, weaving his way through the defense, 29 yards. Daniel Hawthorne, and again, big Victor Cutler getting out in front. You can see the big guy getting out, gets a piece of that corner, and able to spring Charlie for a few more yards, and he almost popped that.
Yeah, that shuffle pass has been a good weapon for the
It's
Rebels.
something we've really repped hard in practice, and we're glad for it because it's been an effective play for us. Speaking of Charlie, again on the counter right here, 40-yard touchdown run. It didn't take him long to get in there. But really, you could name the whole offensive line: Daniel Hawthorne, Sean McDonald, Chaz Treeshell, all in there with some good blocks. You can see Charlie, nice cut right there. Gets the ball in his outside arm, keeps it away from the defense. Running back coach, happy about that.
Two guys right there to make the play in the hole. He made a miss.
Charlie is a slasher now. He's got tremendous vision. And you'll see it on this run right here. This is a perfect example on cue. 34, watch him down the sideline. And, you know, a lot of backs would have gone out of bounds. And you'll get a great view right here. Great job, Caden Pierce, Ryland Green out here on the edge. Look at him. Charlie reads a little cutback, stays in bounds right there, tiptoes the sideline. Easy little 6 for him there. He made that look easy is really what it was.
175 yards and 3 touchdowns for your backup.
That's not bad. It's not bad.
I'll say.
This is probably his best run of the night. Makes that guy miss right there. Sets up Daniel Hawthorne with a great block. And I want you to watch 13, Blaine Holloway. See, he set up Blaine right there. Blaine never really blocked the guy, number 12.
He shielded him.
But Charlie used him walled off. And also, you'll see Jerry Day on the bottom of your screen, number 2, working all the way across the field. Watch him. See, he's going to take off right here. And see, he's walling that guy off too. So we got, and then watch everybody, look at everybody running, celebrating that touchdown. That's why this has just been such a fun group to coach, is because they thrive on each other's success. Fantastic
and
to get
the
to
team
coach.
success.
And quarterback's okay too. Did a good job right there. Little, what we call Y special, little dump out there to Jerry Day. 13 yards. Blake Everett, Daniel Hawthorne with some kick-out blocks out there in front of Big Jerry. And Jerry is our physical presence on the edge at wide receiver. His hands are enormous. I think last time I came to the show, he was with me. We talked about that. And then look here. This fade, he fights this guy off. Garrett reads it, and Jerry caught that ball all the way down his body.
On his shin.
All the way down almost to his toes, his ankles. Good throw and catch right there. A little 5 yards. I mean, what's the world coming to when the Rebels are throwing 5-yard touchdown passes? Come on. And this is when the quarterback's coach was most proud of his quarterback all night long. We just talked about missing some throws, and you're going to see the quarterback avoid the pressure, steps up in the pocket, keeps a nice base, and throws the easiest touchdown pass he'll ever throw. Watch his feet. See that? And the quarterback coach got pretty excited right there.
But he made sure that he threw a catchable ball.
He did, and you know, that's not the first time we've talked about that, so very, very proud of him right there. So we get our young kids some reps. This is a young running back, 10th grader. You've seen him a lot from the press box. His name's Jerome Williams, and he's just getting better and better as the year goes on. He's going to be a good one for us. He's got tremendous vision, and we're excited about him. 13-yard gain right here with some young guys in there. Cascio, Aiden Swanner, and Clay Epinette out in front with some good blocks for, we call him D. Jerome, we just call it, it's easier to just say D.
I got you.
Speaking of young kids that we're excited about, he's actually not a bad baseball player either. Josh Pearson, LSU baseball commit. I mean, he's just trucking people. And if you've ever seen his little brother play at the 7th grade, it looks just like that. There's just people laying on the ground when he finishes running. Just a tremendous talented kid, and he's just learning the game. Cascio McGee, Andrew Cox also out in front there on that 22-yard toss. We tried to get him in there. He couldn't ever pop one. We ended up taking a knee, so that kind of sealed that deal. We'll get him in there eventually, though. It's another young guy we're excited about, A.J. Howard, 9 yards. Really his only carry of the night, but very impressive. We like the slide on the option. And he played a lot of linebacker for the freshmen, so his experience at running back is limited. But we're going to get him coached up because he certainly has some abilities.
He's an extremely strong young man.
Absolutely. Great kid, very coachable, very coachable.
And you got, of course, Lane Little.
Lane,
the attack right
you know,
now.
Lane, he gets a lot of grief, but he is such a great kid, and he works so hard. And unfortunately for him, he came in the other night, his hands were numb, spur of the moment, and he missed 2 snaps. He couldn't think about anything else, but what a great run right here by D. Cox and Cascio out in front right here, and boy, he is fighting for these yards right here. Love to see this. I mean, you know, these kids, this is their time to shine. You know, and it's not our responsibility to tackle us. And so, you know, if those kids get in the end zone, I mean, there's no reason to apologize for that. I mean, they practice too.
I agree with you 100%.
And little Tanner Young, this is a great little kickoff run by him. He's one guy away. Really doesn't rep this a lot. But look at him. Change arms, ball's high and tight in the outside arm. And he's one guy away right there. He will grow into a player that can break that in the next year or so. You know, he's just getting better and better, and we love him. He's going to do a great job for us at receiver next year. And so we're excited about some of these young guys that get into games. And, you know, our older guys are down there on the sideline, and they're pulling and they're hollering and screaming for those kids. And that's so much fun for coaches to see and hear that. And our meeting rooms with Coach Walker and Coach Thurman and the receivers, and Coach Breen with the running backs, and Coach Hunt and Coach Lips and Coach Barron with the tight ends and offensive linemen. I mean, we just have such a great group of guys, and we're so proud of them. This is our kicker, Reese Altman, who, you know, kind of an unsung guy for us, but just does a great job. 30-yard field goal right there, split the uprights, and shoot, done a great job.
That was the only scoring actually in the second half.
Well, I'm sorry.
But y'all had done plenty though, and we had a running clock too, so that
we did.
That came into play.
Yeah.
Well, guys, a great first round victory. Thanks
you
for
very
being on the
much.
show, Coach E. It's always a privilege. You know, we get to see
Talk
this
to you.
guy live, but we
Yeah,
don't get to see
yeah.
you much.
Well, it's a privilege to see you too.
All right, buddy. We're going to take another break. Be back with the head guy in just a moment. Jerry Arledge. Stay with us.
Your baby is precious. When she's sick, you want the best health care you can get for her. Bring her to Sanson Family Medicine. Our medical professionals really care about your child and do a lot more than just help make them well. We offer immunizations and physicals. We treat premature newborns, ADD and ADHD. We do EKGs, lab work, and x-rays, all in-house, and a lot more. But it's our people that make the difference. Open 7 days a week. Sanson Family Medicine, 2309 Arkansas Road, West Monroe.
Right now at the Home Improvement Outlet, get all new GE appliances packed with refrigerators, freezers, ovens, microwave in stainless or in black or white. The Home Improvement Outlet is your GE showcase dealer. Get 12 months interest-free financing, or the no credit check option is available. We also carry major name brands like Frigidaire and Samsung. The Home Improvement Outlet can improve your home for less.
The Home Improvement Outlet, you're building for less.
There's a reason people come here. It begins with a handshake and becomes so much more. We're more than a dealership. We focus on giving you a great experience, not just behind the wheel, but in all that we do, from service to sales to relationships. At Jim Taylor, we don't just say we care, we show it to you, your family, and our community. So come experience what we're all about. Find new roads at Jim Taylor Chevrolet.
The Graduate Shop has been serving Northeast Louisiana schools for over 50 years. We provide the highest quality class rings, letter jackets, graduation announcements and accessories, as well as caps and gowns. The Graduate Shop enjoys celebrating special recognitions with our schools, especially when they win a state championship ring. We strive to provide the best service to our schools and families as they capture these special memories. The Graduate Shop, serving our community with quality graduation products.
Kilpatrick's provides guidance to create meaningful ceremonies to honor the life of your loved one. You'll receive exactly what you selected. Others may offer you one thing and provide another. Your family's interest is our first priority. We offer individualized services to fit any need. Kilpatrick's provides service, facilities, and prices second to none. Kilpatrick Serenity Gardens offers many beautiful settings.
Choose wisely.
Choose Kilpatrick's.
Welcome back to Inside Rebel Football. Jim Norris again, and we do have head coach Jerry Arledge. We were missing him for a while, Coach. What happened to you?
Well, I had business to take care of outside.
All right. Well, we were getting worried about you. Just glad that that you're with us. You know, as we look at the playoffs, and of course, fans, those of us that are fans, we like to look at the brackets, and there's a chance if the Rebels continue to win. That they can play each and every game in the playoffs at home.
That's true. If we win Friday night and Ruston wins, then Ruston comes to us. If we were fortunate enough to win that one, then round 4, which is the semifinals, the higher seeded teams always host the games. So we would certainly host that round 4 also.
Wow. So
that
you have who traveled the least
has nothing to do with it in the semifinals.
But it does the first 3 rounds.
Yes, it does. Well, actually, the first 2, the 2 and 3. Round 2 and 3.
You're right, because the higher seed obviously starts out. Well, let me ask you this: has there been a run in the playoffs by the Rebels where they've had every single game at home?
You know, I don't think so. I can't remember. I can't remember any. Just like last year, we played. You know, of course, second round was at Dutchtown, but the other 1, 2, 3 were at home. But that's.
We've had 3 at home before, but I don't remember having 4.
I can't, Jim. I really can't.
Well, I guess we got to focus on round 2. From everything I hear, Captain Shreve's not a bad football team.
Well, they played some very close games in the 3 that they've lost. I think right now they're 8-3.
They are.
They beat a good football team in the first round, Santamont, and scored 28-21, and they got beat by Evangel. But I think Evangel scored a defensive touchdown late in the game. It was a real close ball game.
Yeah, that was a good game.
But it ended up like 28-14, 4 scores to 2. And then I think Halton beat them by 2 points, I believe. But they've, looking at them on film, they're a very good football team. They're one of those teams that want to knock you off at ball, and they're the biggest offensive line we probably have ever faced.
You know, I was just thinking, I was looking at these guys, I saw a couple of articles, and they're huge, and every single lineman across the front has a D1 offer or a D2 offer or somebody looking at them.
Well, I don't doubt that one bit, because the smallest one, I think, is 6'2". They list him at 285. He looks like he's about 3 1/4. And one of them, one of the other guard, the larger guard is 6'5", 325.
Wow.
Tackles are big, all of them across the board, other than the short guard at 6'2". I think they're all 6'4".
And they've got a pretty good running back, from what I've read.
They do, and a very good quarterback, and he's a very good runner also. So everybody's running that old read option out of the pistol, and sometimes he hands it, and sometimes the quarterback keeps it. And that's they also get into what we call a heavy formation. They'll put one of the guards in the backfield along with the sniffer, who is 225. He's about like Caden Pierce, about the same size. And they got a tandem lead or 2 backs, 2 guys leading most every play.
Wow.
And they're content to do that and just pound it and move those chains. That's the way they scored the winning touchdown.
Yeah, they
the other night against
Saint Amant tied the game up 21-21, and we thought, we might have to be going to Saint Amant. They kicked off to Captain Shreve and then just made their way down the field.
Methodically marched down the field in that heavy formation and scored, and there wasn't a whole lot of time left on the clock. So they're a little unusual. Most people, is going to try to spread the field and throw it a lot. They throw it some, but they're primarily a run football team. Knock you off the line of scrimmage with those big old linemen they got. And the little back is kind of a scat back, and he's like trying to see a cat squirrel down amongst the big pine trees.
Can't find him, and then
he's
once
hard
you do,
to find.
he's liable to.
Yeah.
You have a hard time finding him, but then even a harder time trying to bring him down, huh?
That's right.
Well, I guess we played these guys, I think I looked at 1996 in the playoffs.
Was it 96?
Had some success against them in 96.
In 96.
And then we played them a few years before that, maybe one of Don's first years.
Okay.
But I think it was 96. We beat them like 42-10 in maybe the second round.
Well, that's probably a couple hundred ball games ago. I don't quite remember that, I think.
Well, just giving you a little history.
Yeah.
But Captain Shreve, a good football team. How well do you know their head coach?
I don't.
Don't know him?
Other than the fact that he is a good friend of James Ramirez.
Oh, okay.
And
he's got to be a good guy then.
He's a good guy if he knows James. And of course, James tells me that this coach is Sepulveda, his last name, and James and his dad were very close friends.
Okay. All right. Well, what do you think is going to be the key to defeating a pretty good football team in the Captain Shreve Gators?
Well, you have to come up with some type of philosophy or theory or game plan. People that come off and block like they do, and we got 2 or 3 different little things that we're going to try, and hopefully one of them will work. You talk about adjustments, but we try to foresee what's going to happen, and you have things and maybe in the back of your mind, and hopefully, hey, if this don't work, we're going to go this route. If this doesn't work, we might throw up the white flag, But I think our offense will have success, and I don't want to put any pressure on them, but we may just have to outscore them.
Well, Maybe we will. Maybe
well,
we will. But I tell
I'll
you
take
what,
53 right now.
I guarantee you, I take 53 too. But they're going to
Yes.
have a hard time against this Rebel defense. They've just played well this year.
Well, you know, and you go back to the fact that anything can happen. You get a break or two, and you get old Mo on your side, and when you get that momentum, it's sometimes it's hard to turn it.
Yeah.
And it can go either way. It can go in our favor, or it can go against us. And then injuries are always such a major factor, certainly in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, and how about Charlie Norman stepping in for Cam Rice?
What a tremendous job! But you know, we know all along that Charlie is really a very, very good running back. It's just a little bit of difference between he and Cam.
Yeah.
And of course Charlie is pretty versatile. He plays the H back also. He plays the slot receiver some, as well as running back. So he was on the field a lot of other times without being the running back. And but he'll do a great job.
I know he will. He had a great game last week. Still having fun, Coach?
Absolutely. I can't wait till Friday night.
Does it get any better than this?
Well, that's what you work so hard for, and is getting to the playoffs. To me, that's the fun time. Is doing well as you can, as you can do, and how much can you improve doing those at preseason, the first 5 games, and then how well do you do in district? You always got a goal there. District champ, undefeated district champs. That's a big goal, and ultimately make it to the playoffs and see how deep we can go in those playoffs.
Well, let's see.
Let's see.
Let's see it. You heard it from the guy, head coach Jerry Arledge. The Rebels on a roll, defeated Pineville last week 53-0. Have the Captains Reeve Gators at Rebel Stadium Friday night. Need everybody there, don't we, Coach?
We do, and I think ticket sales are going very good from what the ladies up front tell me.
It's gonna be great weather.
Should be. I heard this afternoon it's going to be in the 60s Friday afternoon. So
absolutely
that'd be great, perfect weather.
Coach, congratulations on the victory and best of luck Friday night.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate you.
That's the head coach, Jerry Arledge. I'm Jim Norris saying so long. We'll see you next week.